No, you can't trust anyone in this book. You can't even trust June. I was literally in tears earlier over this. There's a lot of dancing going on and there's not a lot of writing. Stop crying. Hi friends, welcome back to Fiona's Universe, or welcome if you're new. If you are new here, then hello. This is another writing vlog. We do lots of these on my channel here. And I am the writer of many, many books. I don't really know how else to say that, but I have 10 completed projects and I have many, many more in the works. And currently we are in the middle of trying to publish my debut dystopian trilogy. And you're gonna see me today try and pursue that by getting out of a really horrendous writing slump. It's not even really a writing slump, it's more of just like a avoidance to writing. Like, I've been really avoiding writing, which you're gonna hear about in the next clips where I'm literally sobbing over my writing progress. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little warning in this intro that there is a lot of emotions divulged in this vlog, and it is just like a summary of one evening of me trying to find my rhythm with writing again and trying to sort of resurrect from the bad feelings I've been having towards writing. So stay tuned to see if I was successful. You can probably tell by the cheerfulness in my voice that I was. But yeah, there's a lot of fun things that I did today, so I hope that you enjoy watching it. Enjoy watching me get out of my writing slump, I guess, and my crying fit, and yeah, I really love you guys, and yeah. It's definitely not the night before I have to post this video or anything. Yes, it is. Okay, bye. Hey guys, so it's probably not a good idea for me to film right now, to be honest, but I feel like I just want to talk to somebody and I don't have a real human, so here we are. Sorry about the jump scare. Yeah, having a bit of a rough one today, and like the past while, but that's okay. Video needs to get filmed still, so we're gonna try and do one that's gonna uplift me and try and make me get out of this. It's not really writing related, but it almost is actually, in a lot of ways, because I've mentioned this before, but when I don't write for a while, it's currently been 2 weeks since I really locked in on writing. I did write a little bit a few days ago, but it wasn't like massive enough for me to feel accomplished. Anyway, I get this really bad guilt that like I'm not gonna succeed, things are not getting done, you know, I'm wasting my time, and that's really what I've felt lately, is that I can't really bring myself to do anything apart from what's required of me, which right now is not very much. It's 2 videos a week on my YouTube channels and crocheting, because crocheting is my entire second channel. So I've been trying to stay in a decent mental state, and the only way I've found that I can do that is by really locking in on the thing that I'm most drawn to at the time. And for the past like 2 weeks that has been crocheting, which is weird because I haven't crocheted in like a month before that. So sometimes that thing is reading, sometimes that thing is spending time with people, sometimes that thing is writing, and I just had this feeling for so many days now where I want to make the shift for it to be writing, because I have a really hard time focusing on 2 things at once, which sucks. It really does suck. But unfortunately the timing could not be worse, because it's the end of July. I've realized I haven't done any of my goals, which is really hard. And I start working next week, which is a really good thing actually. I need the money desperately and I need to get out of this apartment, and I really do want to start working. Like, that's something I'm excited about, but it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. It's every day. So if there is writing time, it's gonna be more limited, and that makes me feel even worse about myself as of lately. And I know that it's probably better to give myself like some grace and some relaxation time before I start working full time, but it doesn't feel good to me to do that. I hate being bored. I hate having nothing going on. It drives me crazy. Like, that is when I'm at my worst, is when I don't have plans. Like, there's been so many days lately I just have to leave this apartment because I go crazy. Like, I seriously do. I don't know how else to explain it. My anxiety drives me crazy. And currently that's because I'm terrified about the future. The future as in next week, the future as in September, the future as in, you know, when my degree ends next year. Like, I can't really describe it, but there's a lot of things changing right now for me in my brain and in my physical reality, and it's really hard to know where my books fit into that. Like, it just feels so silly at times, like, that this thing is such a gigantic part of me, but then there's so many times where I just avoid it at all costs. Like, I don't understand why, but I do understand why, and it's because it's so mentally taxing to be a part of something that doesn't exist and be so invested in something that doesn't exist and does not serve me in any way currently, other than that I'm really passionate about it. But the same goes for YouTube. I'm really passionate about it, but when I'm having to work next week and for the foreseeable future, I'm having a really hard time figuring out how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna balance everything. And there's just a lot going on outside of all that as well for me. I don't really want to get into anything because why would I talk about negative stuff with you guys? You guys are just positive. But also, this is the reality. I feel like I've seen so many authortubers lately have this sit-down conversation, not this exact one, but something similar to like a mid-year panic or like a mid-year check-in or like a freak out, that's what they call it, where they kind of realize like, oh wow, it's July, it's the end of July, and my writing is not where I want it to be. And that's exactly how I feel. But I think what's really gonna help me with that is getting some tunnel vision and really not thinking about all my other projects and every other world that my brain carries, and just thinking about this one, just thinking about my dystopian world, just thinking about Nether, just thinking about my goals of finishing above, I don't even know when at this point, and revising below. That's all I need to be worried about right now in terms of my writing. And what I really deal with is like, oh, I got a new book idea, oh, I want to write the Nameless series, oh, I want to write Project Reaper, I should make my content about this, I should make my content about this. I just need to do what is simple right now, and what is simple but not at the same time, because it's still writing, is the Nameless, or is Project / Trilogy, and I hope you guys can bear with me on that. I know we talk about it a lot on the channel, but it's what I am able to offer you right now. And similarly, this vlog, day in the life, I don't know what to call it, is all I'm able to give to you right now. I don't know what next week's gonna look like. I work 9 hours next Wednesday when I'm supposed to be filming and uploading. So yeah, definitely not the end of the world. People work, it's a thing, it's life, it's whatever. I'll probably post next Thursday. I'll probably film something this weekend to give to you guys. But today I really realized like I don't even have anything for tomorrow. So I don't know. I also felt like I couldn't just do a sit down video where I kind of rant about how I'm feeling. And I just won't be able to bring myself to edit it. I think editing sit down content is most of the time really dull for me, and I can usually power through it, but right now I'm having a hard time powering through life. So I wanted to do a vlog, even though I don't have time to do like a week in my life or like a big writing vlog. Like, I have time to sit down and write, so I'm gonna film it for you guys, and I really hope that it's somewhat entertaining. I really do. I'm trying really hard to upgrade my YouTube channel in a lot of different ways, and at the same time I'm having all this stuff thrown at me. So feels like a really bad time to be trying to, you know, do more on my YouTube, because I can't I can't handle it, especially with having the 2 channels. If I just had this one, guys, I would not have a problem, but since I have both, it's a lot of commitment when I don't even have other commitments. So having work and then school immediately after coming up, it's really rough. Warning you right now, there is gonna be weeks where I don't post. but I hope I can make it up to you. So let's get into the vlog. I'm gonna try and stop looking like I've been crying. I have been. I don't even really know why. I'm just really sad. I miss my family. I'm not gonna be able to go home for like 2 or 3 months, which is really rough. So yeah, we're gonna go get lost in my book. I'm gonna bring you guys to the living room with me, and let's do this. This just sucks. All right, we put the glasses on because I wanted to not have to look at myself looking so sad, because it makes me more sad. But I actually have a plan for this video, so enough of the random yapping and let's get down to business. Big time. Okay, so today's video is all about getting out of a writing slump, and honestly just like kind of figuring out what writing looks like for me from now on, because I'm not really in a writing slump, honestly. Like, I get the urge to write really often, but it's just not really showing up on the page, if that makes sense. So I do have like a 7-step little plan for how I want this video to go. We basically have one evening slash like afternoon, it's currently almost 4, to get my crap together. I would love to say the other word, but I can't on YouTube. I'm in a very sweary mood right now, if you couldn't tell, but I do have 7 steps we're gonna go through today. I'm gonna try really hard not to deviate from them, because that is when we're gonna see some slumpy behaviors and thoughts coming into this brain. So I'm gonna try really hard to stick to this. Let's get down to me revealing them to you. I'm gonna do a very brief introduction of each step, because I'll obviously get more into it once we reach each one, but these are in order. So the first one is actually already done, and it is to watch authortube. I've been watching authortube all day. So I watched it while I was getting ready for the day. I watched it while I was done my shower, like before I got in the shower. I was watching it while I wrote this list right here, and I was watching Brielle Wrights and Alyssa. I don't know her channel name, but I was also watching Anna yesterday, her new video. So I am like very much back in that realm, which is really nice, because for a while there I was avoiding authortube at all costs. I was avoiding everything writing related at all costs, which I don't know, it's a weird response that I have to things, but that one is already done. So I'm like in the mood for this stuff right now, guys. The second one is to update the vlog on my current standings. So that's what we're about to do right now. I'll get more into that in a second. But third, we're going to post on our socials. So a TikTok and an Instagram story is what I was thinking, but that might change. That really tends to get me like into the writing mood as well. That's why it's on here. And then 4, I'm most excited about this one, is to listen to my playlist and look on Pinterest, because that's like one of my favorite strategies to like get out of a writing slump, or like even just like not in the writing mood. That immediately gets me into it. And then 5 is to plot and reorient myself with my project, and that can be through like rereading, restructuring my plot, adding to the plot structure, stuff like that. And then 6, we're gonna do a fun challenge for my writing sprint today. So whether that be like the wheel, or maybe like I ask certain people to help me like come up with ways to motivate me. I don't know, maybe it'll be you guys, maybe it'll be my family, maybe my friends, I don't really know. But number 7 is to revise 1 chapter at least once I feel done with writing. So that is the plan for today. I can typically tell when like my steam for writing has run out, and as soon as that happens, we're going to switch to below. We're going to revise at least chapter 8. That's what I'm promising you guys, at least chapter 8. I really wanted to be done revising the entire book by the time I started working. Same goes for above. I wanted to be finished writing it. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that's not gonna happen. That was delusional. Very. However, let's get into some of my current standings, since update the vlog on my current standings is the second step to this plan. And so we're gonna talk about my current word count for above, because I actually have written off camera, which I know I've mentioned now, but I wrote a scene from above that is not in chronological order from where we were at last time. I wrote like one of the last scenes, and we are now at 35,749 words total for above. And then for below, I am sitting on chapter 8, beginning of chapter 8 slash the part that I just wrote for chapter 8. I wrote like a new scene with Moth and June in my last vlog, and we are now revising everything that comes after that in chapter 8. So just to update you guys on where we are starting today. That is what's up. And then I also had written down to update you guys on how I'm feeling about writing, but we already did that in the purple room over there, so that's completely done. I do feel better now that I like talked about that with you guys. I know it was a little bit ranty, but it just needed to happen before I started filming today. So yeah, I'm really grateful that I have this outlet and I can't wait to get started. So let's move into step 3 now that I've updated you guys on where we're at. So step 3 is to post on socials. That would be maybe a TikTok and an Instagram story. I did try and film/compile a TikTok to post today. I have like a million drafts, but I wanted like a fresh one that's specifically about this series because it will really motivate me. But my sister called me and then I got distracted and then I got frustrated because I couldn't think of anything. So we're gonna have to do that now. So once I post a TikTok and an Instagram story, I guess I'll update you guys. I really don't feel like doing it right now, but this whole video is about doing stuff I don't feel like doing. So yeah, it'll be for the best. All right guys, we succeeded in posting a TikTok. I did not film a new one. I posted a draft, which honestly probably was more productive just because I have like 600 of them. But I posted one that was like, lower your standards, and then the next slide is like quotes, a quote from like Lord Garnet, obviously. So, and it just says, no, I will not lower my standards. Just says no. But yeah, I love that one. And then I posted an Instagram story, this is it, where I basically just admitted to how I was just crying to you guys on camera. Yeah, we are back. We are ready to write. I feel a lot better now that I've spent some time looking at my TikTok drafts and connecting with my favorite people who are not real. So yeah, I'm gonna go check. I got some messages already on Instagram, so I'm gonna go check those, and you guys are so sweet. I love you. All right, we have moved on to a new step. My hair is finally drying from when I showered. Jeez, I don't look quite as horrendous anymore, but oh, my boyfriend just texted me in my story. He said, you can do it. Love you, Tyson. Anyway, we are on step 4 now, which is the one I am most excited about. I'm gonna combine steps 4 and 5, which is blast music and Pinterest time mixed with plotting and reorienting/rereading. So that's like steps 4 and 5. We're gonna do all of that. So I'm gonna sit here with my headphones on and just like vibe. I would highly recommend that to you guys. You might literally watch me get out of this slump right here, right now, once I go get my headphones. That is my goal, for you guys to literally witness me resurrect from this writing slump. Like, that is my ultimate goal with this video. So let's get into it. Something really comforting about my job is that by this time, it's 4:15 by the way, for 3 of the days that I work next week, I'll already be done by this time. So there's definitely time to write, to crochet, to hang out with people. My sister's coming to stay with me next week because she has exams in the city. But yeah, I feel a little bit better. Typically I have to do stuff in the morning to feel sane. But when I'm working, I will be doing stuff in the morning. I'm making my money. Hello. And I'm gonna be serving customers eventually, but not yet. Anyway, guys, I actually learned, like in my Q&A, I shouldn't be ranting anymore, but in my Q&A, I think Henry had asked where I was working or like roughly what it surrounds. Sorry, there's like a fuzz. Oh, there's a fuzz trying to get in my eyeball, but I actually learned I'm not allowed to tell you guys. So noted, I will not tell you guys. I started doing my online training and like I'm not allowed to say what company I work for, so it's fine. Nobody said that to me directly. It was part of my training, but yeah, I actually can't tell you, but I don't really want to talk about it on here anyway because this is mostly gonna be like all my stuff outside of work. But like I can't even wear my work uniform on YouTube, which like makes sense. I probably wouldn't anyway, but like there's an off chance I'd want to vlog on my way home from the train. Whatever, I guess I can't. No, that's not a big deal. I don't care. I'm so excited actually. But for now, we have free time and we're gonna use it to write. So I'm about to start my Pinteresting, my music. I'll show you guys the songs I'm listening to. Actually, I can't do that. I'm filming on my phone. I'm actually shopping for a camera today, by the way, on Facebook, because I'm broke again. So I actually can afford to get a new camera, but I'm not going to because other things are more important, like rent. I'm probably gonna cut out a lot of this yapping, but let's get started. I can't hear anything with these on. Safe to say I'm feeling rejuvenated. I think it's time to write though, because there's a lot of dancing going on and there's not a lot of writing or Pinteresting or typing or thinking. Daydreaming though, that's thinking, right? Sure. And the angel lost her wings. I can hear reality again and I don't like it. Hi Jude! My cat's climbing the window. What's yours doing? Helpful. We're gearing up to write what I think might be one of the shorter chapters in the book, and it's a conversation between Moth and June. By the way, I'm going back to the chronological plotline that we're following. I kind of stopped doing that for like one day because I felt really inspired to write this certain scene at the end of the book, but now we're back on track, I suppose, even though you can do writing however you want. But I am writing a convo between June and Moth, and they are talking about it's important to Moth's character. She's kind of admitting that she's finally doing something with her life and she's not just this like anomaly in another. Like, they all are anomalies and that's why I love them so much. Also today I decided about a new character that I'm including. So that's really sad because I'm about to write about this character. It's not Moth or June. It's not Moth or June, by the way, but yeah. Love when I randomly decide to eliminate people from their worlds. It's an author's duty. It really is. Anyway, they're just like chatting, and then they kind of refer to something that they talked about in book 1, and then there's a discovery at the end of the chapter that they're kind of summoned over to. And then it switches to Lord's POV because he knows a lot more about said discovery than they do. And it's important because the reader needs to know that Lord is he's a little liar. Yeah, he's a liar, he's a deceiver. You can't trust him. You can't trust anyone in this book. You can't even trust June. Sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I don't have much guideline to work with here, to be honest with you. But first I wanted to talk about some of the songs I was listening to. The one I ended off on was Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. That one is really good for Beyond, which is book 3, which I really started planning lately. But honestly I shouldn't be because I'm on book 2 and book 1 currently, but I obviously know where the series is headed and it's so exciting and motivating to see, and this song is very representative of that book. And then I also listened to Eternity, which I've been wanting to talk to you guys about for so long because the full song finally came out, Alex Warren's song Eternity, and there's a line in it that is so reminiscent of Above. I could literally cry. I literally almost screamed when I first heard it. I stayed up all night to listen to the song when it first came out, and when I heard this lyric I literally, my jaw dropped. So it's the part where it says, another glimpse of what could have been, another dream, another way that it never was, and then he says, falling back in the wilderness. If you don't know already, second book takes place primarily in the wilderness, and it's Lord's kind of last experience with June the way she is before something happens and she's different. Then he says, waking up, rubbing salt in the cut. Something Lord does. Yep. And then the whole song, honestly, like the bridge, it's an endless night, it's a starless sky, it's all that I call home. Yeah, that part. So good. I love the whole song. Anyway, those are 2 songs that really stood out to me. But I am now moving into the next step of our little plan, which is, let me refer to my notes here. I believe it's to do a fun challenge for the first sprint. Yeah, we're on step 6 out of 7 already. Look at us go. Anyway, it has been almost an hour. That's okay. Anyway, I decided to stop doing that because it was fun and very inspiring, but it was kind of like giving me that feeling of I should just be writing. So we're gonna do that. But what fun challenge should we do for our first sprint? I wish I could actually ask you guys, like in real time. I wish I could do a live stream. What's stopping me from doing a live stream? I need to make a thumbnail. That's what's stopping me. A big part of this writing slump for me has been the lack of consistency I've had with my writing, and then also this specific chapter. What even chapter is it? Let me check. It's 17. It's not 17, it's 18. I just haven't changed this chapter heading yet since copy and pasting it. But it's this chapter in that I know it's gonna be short and not very satisfying to write, and also probably hard to write because it's very ill planned, but it's important. I promise you it's important in a way, right? Yeah, screw it, we're spinning the wheel because I can't think of anything better to do So we're gonna spin the wheel and I'm gonna put a couple prompts on here, like mostly like time frames and word counts and stuff, I think. Maybe not word counts, that might further the slump. But okay, let me just get into it, okay? Let me just type this out. I'll let you guys know what I come up with. Okay, we have a few options here. So the first one is to complete chapter 18. The next one is to write 500 words. The next one is to write for 30 minutes. The next one is to plot the rest of the novel. It is plotted, but the chapter outlines are not done. That one's rough. Why do I do this to myself? It's my decision. Anyway, then the final one is write chapters 18 and 19 simultaneously, which I oftentimes do, especially when they're in two different POVs, because, you know, it just makes sense to me. It's fine. It makes sense to me. Whatever. Anyway, we're gonna spin the wheel. Let's spin it. I'm terrified. No, I'm not. It's not that deep, actually. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. We got write 500 words. I can do that. I can do that. That's kind of like the most boring one, but it's okay. Let's do it. Let's write 500 words. Get ready for the B-roll. Jude's ready for the B-roll. Also, guys, I wanted to show you my outfit before we start writing. I'm practicing, literally, this is my thought process. I'm practicing New York City outfits. Like, I'm testing out outfits for when I go to New York City in a month. How do we feel about this cute little number? It's gonna be paired with a hat that says romanticy reader, braids probably because I'm gonna shower the night before, and then my purse. Imagine. Probably different jewelry, like different necklace. I'm about to hiccup, sorry about my voice. But yeah, I actually love the glasses too. Might low-key wear them, but sunglasses will need to be worn outside because I can't stand not wearing sunglasses. But yeah, how do we feel with the outfit? I think it's cute, and it doesn't require me to buy anything like most of the other ones. So yeah, get ready for the New York vlogs. Get excited. I know I am. Can you tell I've been camera shopping? Jeez. Alright guys, ignore the sounds of the city. They are just outside my window, which you guys are very close to. But I just finished the 500 words. We wrote 507 words as per the wheel's decision. I can't decide if I want to spin it again or make my own choice, but it was very successful. It was just a little sprint, but I had a lot of fun with it. I ended up writing a conversation / scene between June and Lord before they depart for the day, before they wake up the others, and it was really essential to write to kind of figure out how to close off the previous chapter, which is when Lord goes to retrieve June's bracelet and then comes back like hours and hours later, and she kind of has feared for his life and stuff. But this scene really proved that he still has some turmoil he's going through, not only from that day but from what happened prior to that day, and he has made some very rash conclusions in his brain about how he can kind of rectify that feeling that he's having, and June is not having any of it. So essentially he like proposes that the two of them run off on their own, and you know that's kind of what he's always been fighting for with this, but he tolerates the others because, you know, that's what June wants and he loves June the most. But yeah, that's what I was writing, and then now we're moving into the June and Moth encounter, but I don't know if I'm gonna write that right now or if we are moving into something different. I do kind of feel like since I just finished a scene that I'm like kind of done with writing for right now, but also there's like a hint in me that still wants to keep kind of fighting through that feeling, and so I am gonna spin the wheel again. I'm a little scared about that, but I did just want to say thank you guys for the support on the TikTok and the story that I posted. There's been some really nice comments on the TikTok, and I've gotten some very relatable and inspiring DMs as well, so thank you so much for the support. As always, you guys never failed to help me in times like this. And as you guys might have seen in the b-roll, I was feeling really good during that time, like during the writing. So yeah, it may not be perfect, I may not be moving super quickly, but that 500 words didn't take me very long. But yeah, let's spin the wheel again. Ready? Let's Let's do this. Oh, it makes sound. That's cool. Okay. Oh no. No! It's clapping! Why are we clapping for this? Plot the rest of the novel. I forgot I put that on there. That's not what I want to do. Guess we're plotting out the rest of the novel. I'll get back to you guys once I've figured out how I'm gonna tackle that monster. Hi, so I'm coming back to you after plotting a whole lot of chapters, and those were basically chapters 17 to 26. I estimated about 30 chapters for this book, and I still do. There is just so much I have to go back and add to what I've already done. So there's a good chance I do some reworking of where chapters begin and end. There's also a good chance I add a lot to the end of this book. I still cannot decide what would be the best point for above to end and beyond, not below, beyond to begin, because there are so many jaw-dropping moments that I have to kind of choose where they need to go, if that makes sense. And I've been trying to figure out if this one is like powerful enough, but it is. Like, I've known about the characters that get introduced at the end of this book and the new realities that they kind of bring along with them forever since I started writing the series a year ago, but my readers obviously don't have a clue about any of this going on behind the scenes, so it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around like the shock factor, but like I think it's substantial enough. And honestly, that didn't take me very long. Like, it's been 2 hours roughly since I started writing. Like, I started out but just before 4. It's now almost 6, so it's already been 2 hours. That's great. But it hasn't felt too strenuous. I did 2 of the wheels prompts. I know I promised you guys I would do a revision chapter, but I think I am gonna take a break now because that was a lot of work. A lot of the writing and the points were already there for the plotting, but I just had to organize them and add, like, kind of flesh them out. And that's not to say these are perfect. Like, literally chapter 23 is this big and it's just the ending, how I want the chapter to end. So I didn't like go crazy with it, but since it's like 10 chapters in the future, I still think it's good work to be done, and the rest can be finished another time. My like plot brainstorm thing for this book is over 4,000 words long now, which is a lot of words, but honestly it includes a lot of dialogue and scenes from the actual book. So yeah, and I've moved all of Beyond's chapter points into this document as well. I'll make its own document once I start writing that one, but since I'm kind of like trying to figure out where to begin and end this book, these books I suppose, it needs to be here because it needs to be fresh in my mind. I can't mess up Beyond in terms of like where they end up and stuff. So just little things like that, confusing me a little bit, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna take a break and maybe make dinner. I'm really not hungry, but there's a chance I do that. I want to call my family because I really, really, really miss them. Uh-oh, she's getting sad again. No. But the good news is my boyfriend's already been at work for almost an hour, so I am 1 hour closer to getting to see him again and at least call him on the phone, even if he doesn't come over later. But yeah, I am looking forward to that a lot because he really fills the emptiness that I feel a lot of the time because I'm super isolated here, but it's my own decision. So soon, hopefully I'll make some friends at my job. I don't really rely on that, but hopefully I'll make some friends at my job because then they'll be from the city and they won't be all in my hometown because that's where all my friends are currently. It's quite sad because I'm just here. But honestly, this whole afternoon has really made me feel better in a lot of ways. I feel closer to my characters. I feel closer to you guys. There was a while where I really didn't think I would post this week, which sucks. I never want to abandon you guys just because of my own like bitterness towards writing, and honestly it's the opposite for me. Once I get back into like authortube, it completely replenishes my desire to write and to be in my world, and it really is just like who I am, and I've been missing that part of myself for so long, and I think that's why I felt so horrible lately, is because I've been pushing away this side of myself, because it is very mentally straining, and preparing for the mental strain of the next 2 months specifically and beyond that, it feels like, why would I burden myself like that? But in reality, writing does the opposite for me, and it just is intimidating. But then once I'm actually doing it, I feel really good, and I feel like the most myself I could ever feel. So that's a little bit of a rant there for you, but I don't know how to unwind from this. I'll probably just watch some YouTube and maybe pick up a crochet project, honestly. I'm not really in the middle of any project right now. I do think I'm gonna start linking my crochet channel for you guys though, just in case any of you are interested. I occasionally mention like my books and stuff over there, which I think is fun, and there's a small chance the thing I work on right now is for June, and it's like gonna be a June bug for my wall, like a tapestry, so that could be kind of cool if you guys are interested in more content from me. But yeah, I do a lot of vlogs over there too, so if you're interested, go check it out. I know most of you probably won't be, but that's okay. But yeah, I think it's a good idea, it's a good plan, so we'll do that, and then maybe later, once I've made dinner and something, I'll do my revision, or maybe I'll change my mind and do it right now. You guys will see in the next clip. You know what? I decided we're probably just gonna do the revision now, just because my brain does not like to go from one thing to the next. So hopefully sticking to writing for now will be a good decision and not be too much burnout risk. I think it'll be okay. I am going to change the font of this document actually to be Garamond, I think that's how you say it. I feel like that's more of like a book font. Like I use Times New Roman, but I want to like change the font. I don't know why. I think it'll be cool. Took it a minute there. Anyway, it's cool to see my book in like a whole different font. Motivating, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go down to chapter 8. I think that's what we're on. Yeah, we're on chapter 8, Deviance. My formatting got a little messed up when I changed the font there, but it's all right, we'll fix it. I'm going to start after the new section I'd written 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, a little over that, I think. So we're gonna go down to the part where it switches to like the present day timeline, and I'm gonna start revising right about here. For now, I'm just gonna revise to the end of this chapter. It's quite long because this was originally the whole chapter where I'm about to be starting at. Let's see how many words I'm gonna be revising for this session. I'm a little bit scared because I do remember this chapter having a lot to it. Let's see how many pages it is and how many words. I am scared. So it's 3,050 words, and it goes from page 125 to 148. So safe to say I'm gonna be doing this for a while. If you guys don't know, revising takes me a really long time historically. So I'm gonna try and lock in here, get it done. I'm not gonna listen to music or anything because I feel like that will distract me, even though that'd probably be more fun. But I think after this, I'll likely be done for the night, and I feel really good about today, but I'll get back to you on how this goes. I don't think I'm gonna do any more b-roll for this. I don't think it's necessary, just me revising. But I obviously couldn't do any b-roll clips for the plotting part. I hope you guys get why, because it was all like the end of the book. So if I showed any lines or moments from that, it would be a huge spoilers. So forgive me, but I might do a little filming here, I might not, but I think it's a good choice to do the revisions now rather than later, just to kind of finish out my writing for this evening, afternoon, and go back into crocheting and other things that I love to do. Hey guys, so ironically it started to rain during that session, and it's only ironic because rain and storms are so essential to my book, and the weather today has been really sunny and nice until now. So yeah, taking that as another sign from the universe that this was supposed to be what I did today. Call me cringy, I don't care. Leave me alone to my delusions. It is now 7 p.m. I really didn't expect at 4 today to be still doing this by 7, but I almost probably would have said I would be done later, but it's just been so productive and so effortless almost that the time has just passed so quickly, and I'm ready to change gears now. But I did want to say that finishing off chapter 8 was extremely encouraging and inspiring in that I just love my own writing so much. I love my characters, and the way this scene shaped up is so important and so like characterizing for these two and their relationship moving forward. It's a turning point, and I really love that scene, and I think my readers will too. It's basically when June and Lord have organized, well, excuse me, that was rude. There's a sawing noise going on at the gross car place below me, but the Prime, Lord's mother, has organized a dinner for the two of them to decide how they're going to move forward with their agreement. And June obviously doesn't really want to go, but she does because she really wants his end of the bargain to be upheld. So yeah, they learned something really interesting about each other that connects them in this chapter, which is why it's called Deviance. But yeah, I had so much fun with that, honestly. Like, I usually don't have the most amazing time with revisions, but I think from here on out, it's gonna be fun, because this would typically be the period of the book where it's hardest to write for me, like chapters 1 to 10-ish. So we're almost out of the woods with that. And chapter 9 is called Commanding Fear. I honestly forget what it's about. Oh, it starts off with the letter from June to Lord, and it goes into a fight scene between June and the warden. They're like training. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, so I'm excited to reread this. I haven't read a lot of this stuff in a really long time. I actually keep getting Snapchat memories of a year ago today, and it's me writing below, which makes me want to cry. But yeah, I've been immersed in this world for so long now, a whole year, which is so much longer than any of my other projects, other than maybe Partial Stars for that exception, just because that went over several years. But I've been talking for 3 minutes now, I'm gonna shut up. And yeah, that's the end of this video actually. With my sunlight going away and a slightly different camera position, I want to jump into the outro of this video. I don't know how long this video is. I don't know how valuable it'll be to you guys in terms of being entertaining, but I really hope you got something out of watching me at the beginning of this vlog and now at the end, seeing me literally in shambles until I finally broke out of that through this series of phases I came up with. And I did have a lot of fun with it, but at the same time it was really important. So I hope that, you know, maybe you can relate to feeling like you're in a writing slump, or maybe I can motivate you to take an evening for yourself if you're feeling the pressures of writing and maybe you haven't written in a while, and just let yourself fall back into your world in whatever means you can. I would recommend trying a lot of the things I tried in this video. To recap, we looked at Pinterest, we reread some passages. I didn't even tell you guys about that, I don't think, but we also listened to a lot of music, which always inspires me. I plotted so much, which can be just as productive as writing, honestly. And I wrote and I revised, so I'm really proud of myself. I was literally in tears earlier over this pressure I was feeling, and from external pressures as well, but it feels really good that this one has been lifted, at least to some degree, and that I can move forward with my night and my week knowing that I did this today and having documented it for you guys. It also feels really good. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm really sorry for how down I was at the beginning, but at the same time I can only apologize so much for my own emotions. I'm just a person, and I hope that it can kind of connect to some of you, how I was feeling then versus now. So yeah, I encourage you to go open up your project if you haven't in a while, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate all of you so much, especially moving into this next phase of my life where I'm working and truly trying to gain an independence I've never had before. I I feel more like an individual now than I have ever, which is really cool because I'm an identical twin. So yeah, living alone, getting my own job, obviously pursuing my degree and stuff, and almost finishing it, I feel really happy with the person I am. And the only thing that's been missing lately is the writing. So here it is, it's back. We all knew this was gonna happen, but I really do appreciate you guys in this community because it is a means for me to escape from everything else in my life. So yeah, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. If you're still here, please comment down below the pine tree emoji, just because I've been thinking so much about that lyric about the wilderness in the song Eternity. So yeah, I love you so much. Thank you again. I've said that like 20 times now. Holy crap. I'm gonna go edit this vlog because it is due tomorrow. So yeah, I really hope it was a good one. I don't even know. We're about to find out when I go rewatch it. Okay, bye guys. I love you. And happy writing.